Baby Melvin, life is going to be so different in China and Tibet where we're headed. Of course, at 6 months old, you're not even going to remember much of the United States at this point. How's our son Melvin doing, Mona? He's doing great. And we haven't even got homesick. We haven't even got seasick yet. Or homesick, for that matter. Hey, I did send out a letter back to my sister. Let her know that we got that Christmas gift before we left. We sure did pack a lot of stuff. But the Morse family told us everything we need. Where we're headed, we're going to be a long way from the closest city to buy anything. Yep. I'm eager to get there. When are we going to get there anyway? Well, they say we'll get to Japan and stop in Japan for a couple of days there around New Year's. And then we're off to the big city of Shanghai in China. We'll catch up with some more missionaries and travel the rest of the way. Sounds good. Japan, here we come. Hey Mona, want to hear what I'm writing back home about Japan? Sure, Vernon. What did you write? Let's see here. One of the things I wrote was, we have had a very interesting trip. We spent 2 days in Japan, mostly in Tokyo, and Tokyo's buildings downtown are quite modern, as is the railroad and streetcars, but little else I could feel could be called that. Almost all of the women, and probably 75% of the men, were hobbling around on wooden high-cleated shoes, making a great clatter on the walks and the buildings. Hey, what's wrong with my wooden shoes? Anyway, let's see. Most of the people downtown were well dressed. Large numbers of men, women, and children were wearing breathing bags over their noses to filter out air germs. That was kind of quite common after the Great War. In the United States, we discovered those things were actually germ catching instead of germ filtering. But the Japanese got a hold of the idea later, and they haven't quite learned better yet. It's evident that much of Japan is very poor and ignorant, much more so than I expected. We arrived on New Year's Day, and thousands were visiting a great Buddhist temple, doing the things that you would only imagine idiots would do. But nevertheless, fine-looking, intelligent businessmen and others were tugging at prayer ropes, bowing down before doll images, saying prayers towards an enclosure that looked more like a country store to me, with its offerings of rice and liquors and salt and other things to the gods. And this is my favorite part. Having them visualize what it'd be like in the United States, I wrote, if you should see a well-dressed businessman leave a Rotary Club meeting and walk up to a telephone pole and begin saying prayers, and perhaps lead a bottle of whiskey for the gods, you would probably experience a feeling somewhat like mine as I watch these people. How's that sound? Sounds good, Vernon. Send it out. I imagine it's our experience here with the people in their Buddhist temples will only give us a little bit of a taste of what it's going to be like in Tibet, where they have a different kind of Buddhism there, and a lot more people worshiping that false religion. Alright, on to China we go, and then Tibet.